Fat influencers are dying. Well, that's not a surprise.
Obesity is the leading cause of death in the USA. Obesity is the leading cause of death in the USA.
Yeah.
But that didn't seem to worry these influencers too much, as they made money eating vast quantities of junk food, opened salons to cater to morbidly obese clients, and even dedicated their lives to proving that you can be healthy at every size.
Well, you can say that they dedicated their life. You're right. Now, not that you can be healthy at any size, actually, in fact, that you can't be healthy at any size. But they certainly did something.
Unfortunately, though, all of these influencers met the same fate. And
Wait.
we'll start with the youngest influencer.
Oh, I guess it must be they all won the lottery. That must have been the fate.
On our list, who made thousands creating his mukbang content until it cost him the ultimate price. Effichan Kultur was a body-positive mukbanger who made his living by eating vast quantities of food.
Come on. Come on, bro. Like, Jesus, man. Oh, Lord. Yeah, wow.
Food online. Despite his aged appearance, obviously due to his massive weight,
What is
he was
he,
just
like,
24
He's 20.
years old at the time of these
24.
images. His TikTok page had amassed over
Jesus, look at that. Oh my God.
page had amassed over 188,000 followers, with his content consisting of simply recording himself eating meals. Effichan was from Turkey, which has a bit of a reputation for being one of the most obese countries in the world, as 61% of the population are overweight, with 32%
Why are they fat?
of those being obese. A big factor of this is the food that is traditional in Turkey, with the biggest culprit being the traditional doner kebab, which is meat stacked on top of each other and sliced in rotisserie style. These kebabs are just covered in oil, which stacks up
I think I need to go to Turkey, guys.
the calories and makes it incredibly easy to gain weight, which is something that Effichan
I like that. That sounds really good.
had no trouble doing. He didn't seem to mind gaining so much weight though, as it was allowing him to live a lifestyle of eating out at high-end restaurants and earning a living without needing a traditional job. This wouldn't last forever though, as his awful eating habit would soon catch up with him.
What
with
happened?
Disastrous consequences. In December 2024, he was hospitalized due to his weight and the related issues that followed along, but was sent home and was allowed to continue getting his healthcare there. On the 31st of January, Effichan uploaded a video of himself getting some sort of treatment and physio. The caption reading...
Like, can't you, like, I mean, whenever your legs are red like this, like, I mean, don't you at some point think to yourself, if they need to do an EKG or some sort of fucking test to make sure that, like, your legs are working, like, that's a leg? Yeah, I think that's a leg. I mean, you've got it. There's something wrong, right?
Reading continuing treatment at full throttle, but as it turns out, this treatment he was receiving wouldn't help too much. In his last TikToks, he was shown just lying in bed as his massive size meant he wasn't able to get up, suffering breathing problems and mobility issues. And just 3 months on from his initial hospitalization on the 7th of March, Effichan lost his life due to presumed heart failure. Now, although Effichan didn't speak too much in his videos, the next influencer to lose their life...
So he just sit there and... I don't understand how people, extreme eater famed for mukbang videos showing himself gorging on food, dies age 24 after weeks in hospital due to his obesity. Oh my God. Jesus, man.
Presumed heart
Who watches
failure.
this?
Now, although Effichan...
So, who watches these videos? Fat people eating food watch videos of fatter people eating food, eating more food, so they can feel better about being fat and feel better about eating their food. That's the reason. Yep.
And didn't speak too much in his videos, the next influencer to lose their life was massively outspoken about her views on fat acceptance, even running a podcast to talk about health.
She should have talked to God.
At every
I guess
size.
now she
Dr.
can.
Kat Pause was an American academic and a self-proclaimed fat activist, having degrees in philosophy and sociology, with her dissertation exploring the stigma society holds against fat people. While yes, there's no denying that society does have a stigma against people who are obese,
Well, because it's disgusting. and it's unhealthy. That's the reason why they have a stigma against it. It's the same as there's a stigma against smoking in a lot of places, and also like doing heroin and all kinds of other like being an alcoholic. There's a stigma behind that too. The reason why there's a stigma behind your behavior is because it's disgusting and repulsive, and nobody wants to be around it. I mean, obviously, like, what are we talking about here? Duh. It's the same reason as teeth, right? Like, if your teeth are missing, people are going to say that's disgusting and repulsive. Because it is.
Took her beliefs a step further and argued that you can be healthy at every size, including morbidly obese, being a big name in the health at every size movement. Cat found ways to monetize her fatness too, which is her own words, not mine, with one of them being launching the Friends of Marilyn podcast. And she actually ended up traveling the world, interviewing other obese people for her show. The key point of her studies and her shows was that fat people aren't being given the same rights as average weight people, claiming—
Well, that's true. She doesn't have the right to live a full life because she killed herself by being fat. That's right. They don't have the same rights. You're right. They want more rights. They want to take up more space, consume more resources, and then be treated the same. You're right that they don't want the same rights. They want more rights.
That people are rejected housing and even fired from their jobs for being too large. She
got fired from her job for being fat?
Wrote a study titled "I Don't Care About Health," where she claimed—
And she's dead now, right? PhD. Wow.
Claims that she's always had a sneaking suspicion that despite being morbidly obese, there was actually nothing wrong with her body health-wise. In the
I had a sneaking suspicion there wasn't anything wrong with me. A sneaking suspicion. Well, I mean, that's an interesting name for a doctor.
same document, she wanted to convince people that being fat doesn't actually make you unhealthy, but provides—
I love how this is a literal death cult. You guys know this, right? It's a literal fucking death cult.
Supporting evidence for this. However, we would soon have some very strong evidence that went against this claim. Like I said in the introduction, obesity is the biggest cause of death in the USA.
Yeah,
the numbers on it are actually staggering too, with almost 3/4 of the American population being obese. Over 70 million adults are classed as it. Honestly,
3/4 of American adults are obese? There's no way.
these numbers should be a wake-up call to change your habits. And I do have a completely free newsletter that I send out every Friday, sharing healthy recipes which are high in protein and low in calories.
I would eat the middle one without the green stuff.
I know from personal experience how difficult it can be to change your eating habits. And I made this with my good friend Johnny with the goal of teaching as many people as we can to cook nutritious meals. The link is in the description to sign up, or just visit Fat Loss Kitchen. And again, this is completely free. Now, Kat Pause unfortunately did not change her eating habits and carried on her crusade against society for their abuse and discrimination of fat people. This was all up until 2022.
I don't know how more people, like, why is it that this is like jumping in a volcano. Like, if you see somebody jump in a volcano and there's an idea that you'll be reborn as like a phoenix or something, but there's just more people that are jumping in a volcano, nobody's coming out as a bird, wouldn't at some point people realize, like, hey, maybe this is a bad idea, we shouldn't do this anymore? Like, I mean, if you really, like, you see people that are doing this all the time and they're killing themselves constantly, wouldn't you think to yourself, maybe this is a bad call?
Age of just 42 years old and living in New Zealand, she passed away in her sleep. She was working as a fat studies academic at a university in New Zealand at the time, and no cause of death was officially given. This would be the same.
Paus's work focus on the well-being of overweight people and the effects of spoiled identities. Man, how could something like this happen?
same as the next influencer to tragically lose their life.
Jesus.
However, his content was less academic and more about food. Waffler69 or Taylor Lejeune was a 33-year-old food TikToker who posted videos of him eating huge and strange meals.
Jesus.
Accompanied by his excitable personality. Considering he amassed over 1.9 million
God
followers
damn.
and each of his videos gained millions of views,
7
it's safe to say
million.
he was making more than enough money to support his eating habit, and he needed it. If you take a scroll down his TikTok page, you can see that he must have been spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month on huge meals
God.
and strange food items.
Today we're trying cookie liquor. I've got 3 McDonald's breakfast sandwiches. Which one's the best? I've got Lay's Waves Funyun Onion flavored rings. I've got 3 new pickled snacks. Let's see what they are. Loaded baked potato pickles, spicy garlic, and hot peppers. I got Silverboy pizza from the new season of Stranger Things. Let's see, what is this frozen pizza like?
Oh my god.
Although his meals aren't as extreme as Effichan's, and he didn't share his fat positivity views like Pat did, that doesn't mean his health was any better. And you can see that Taylor was massively overweight, and his diet seemed to be
Honestly, you know what's crazy is that this guy looks skinny compared to the other two of them. Like, you have one guy that's like, bro, this guy isn't laying in bed, he is the bed. And then the next one is like, I mean, I don't know, I think she have to go sideways through a door. And like this guy is just like, you know, he's a bit of a pork boy, but like not really. Not like the other ones.
main
Oh
reason
my
for
God.
that. In a video uploaded on the 3rd of February,
About
he
the same?
actually
Yeah.
shared the screen with his brother, and commenters loved him, even calling them an iconic duo. However, the next time we would see Taylor's brother would be under very different and heartbreaking circumstances.
Hey guys, if anyone's being shared this video from another, or if you just don't know, I'm related to Waffler69, or my brother Taylor. He has passed away around 10 p.m. on January 11th, 2023, from a presumed heart attack. Was rushed to the hospital, and I want to say like an hour and a half later, he passed away.
Jesus
The most
Christ.
shocking part is that Taylor's brother
That's
revealed
sad.
that their father and grandfather died from heart failure, and Taylor died of a suspected heart attack. For the most part,
Wow.
Taylor was pretty uncontroversial and didn't make a big fuss about his weight or talk about it much, which is the exact opposite to Brittany Sauer.
Yeah,
who's
I mean, for that, I mean, I really can't. I can't really fault the guy or hate the guy that much. I'll be real. It's just kind of sad, but yeah, it sounds like a genetic heart thing. Well, it's probably this. It's probably a genetic heart thing that was made worse by, you know, making a career out of eating unhealthy food. So it's like, you know, you're multiplying two negatives against each other, and that's not good.
entire personality was based around her weight. Brittany Sauer was another professional TikToker who was 28 years old and lived in Springfield, Tennessee. Her
28?
hobbies included mainly gaming, but her biggest
Jesus Christ.
hobby was creating videos on TikTok, eating and showing off her body and supposed weight loss journey.
Oh,
Her TikTok
God.
account was called Sick and Tired of Waiting, and she boasted a following of almost
Sick and tired of waiting. Oh. Oh, what are you gonna do? Oh, what are you gonna do, boys?
500,000. But the main interesting part was her account description, which read regaining my mobility and life, BED recovery and type 2 diabetes.
Yep.
Now, although she did like to make jokes about being fat, it's the second part of her bio that we should focus on, as she said herself that she was in recovery for a binge eating addiction, and genuinely did seem like she was trying to make steps to change,
That's
even
good.
sharing her weight loss journey very openly.
Oh my god, I am 21.6 pounds down now.
Wow.
I'm excited. That brings me to 433.6 down from 455.2. And I'm so excited.
I will say that the rate that she
Jesus.
lost weight, however, was incredibly slow, as she lost those 20 pounds that she talked about over around 150 days. So it's clear that despite her efforts to eat in a calorie deficit and exercise, it objectively
Press X to doubt. Like, nah, bro. Like, there's no way. There's no way. If you're that big and you only lose 20 pounds, there's no way.
wasn't
Yeah.
working. It seems like Brittany herself knew this too, as at the end of 2022 she posted this TikTok, seeming to finally open her eyes as to just how serious her situation was becoming.
I ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And
Yep.
I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time. You know, I ain't been to the store in 2 years. maybe more now, I guess.
Why?
I went to the post office once and that was hard. I went to urgent care.
I don't understand how a person, like, whenever you get to the point that you can't walk around because you're so fat that you can't even move your own body, don't you have to at a certain point think to yourself, maybe I'm doing something wrong? I feel like it is, like, you've really got to think, like, geez, maybe I'm fucking up here. Yeah, therefore some obese people do not have a choice and can't put everyone in one basket. I knew a 15-year-old boy who had a genetic condition, died last year. He ran marathons, did cycling, and with his athlete father. Yeah, there are people with genetic conditions, but most of these people's genetic condition is called Golden Corral. And so that's, I'm not going to hear about, oh yeah, well, what about the 3% of them that are actually, victims of like some disorder? And even 3% is outrageous. It's probably way less than that.
And I thought my legs were going to get out from under me.
What are you doing?
I had to stand there the entire time after walking in. You know, I kept just looking back at the chair and just praying that I could just make it another second.
At the start
Jesus
of TikTok,
Christ.
Brittany prays that it hasn't become too late to change, but unfortunately, that would be the case. On the 2nd of January 2023, just 6 days after the previous TikTok, Brittany unfortunately passed away in her sleep, with many people pointing to a heart attack as the cause of death at the age of just 28. While Brittany was making an effort to change her life, the next influencer to lose her life was in the complete opposite frame of mind.
Society makes you hate.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh shit. Here we go. Yep. 28 years old.
Yourself if you don't look a certain way. And I am
Jesus Christ.
damn determined to change that.
Jamie Lopez was a 37-year-old reality TV influencer.
Oh, she was pretty old. She had a good run. Well, maybe not run, but she had a good it was longer than it usually goes for, right?
Who starred in the show Supersize Salon, which, as you can probably guess, featured sassy women who were all morbidly obese. Jamie actually owned the salon behind the show too, named Baby Doll Beauty, and despite being the owner, she was pretty much completely immobile.
Oh my god.
Having to greet clients while sat in her chair.
It's our new location. Today is the opening. It's a few hours away. There's still.
I was about to say there's no. Yeah. You're going with. I think there's 3 of them actually, because there's probably one behind her too. I mean, I just. What are you doing, man?
Still things that need to be done.
What are you doing?
I'm really excited about it, and it's gonna be.
Do you really? Come on, man. Come on.
It's gonna be an epic event.
Jamie also.
Oh my god! Look at the difference between somebody that's this size and a normal person. This is insane. How can anybody look at this and think that it's okay? It's and the reason why, like, I don't have a lot of sympathy for these people at all, because they want to export their lifestyle and push it on other people. It's not enough for them that they're killing themselves. They want to tell other people to kill themselves too. It's like somebody who's like a crackhead or a heroin or fentanyl addict that's going around on talk shows and like, what's Hunter Biden, right? But like, besides him, going around on different shows talking about how great it is to do heroin and, oh, well, you can do fentanyl and you can have a perfectly normal life. It's totally fine. These people are not okay. We can't accept people that have we can't accept people that have genetic issues, but accepting people who choose this lifestyle is absolutely not fine. The issue is that they push this lifestyle on other people, and there is a toxic culture around reinforcing it being okay.
Shared her reasons behind launching the salon too, and they're probably what you expect.
All of our chairs are fully equipped to hold up to 800 pounds. You know, it's an experience. You know, we wanted to create an environment where big women can come and feel like we treat it like royalty instead of go through discrimination like we do when we go to like regular salons that can't accommodate us. So yeah.
Discrimination is not being able to fit in a chair, by the way. That's discrimination. It's not like, you know, with like civil rights or anything like that. It's, ma'am, you can't fit in the chair. We can't serve you.
And you use the word discrimination. Let's talk about that feeling.
Yeah.
You said you have experienced feeling very uncomfortable.
I'm going to be honest.
Or
I'm going to say this. People might not want to hear it, but I'm going to say it. Women need to have a come to Jesus moment where y'all need to stop gassing up these women that are eating themselves into death. There's this weird thing that I see a lot of girls do where they constantly go and they gas up other women that are doing things that are obviously toxic, unhealthy, bad, or problematic. This needs to stop. It needs to stop, and again, it doesn't mean make fun of them and say, oh, you're such a piece of shit, we hate you. But stop actively indulging this. It's so unhealthy. Mr. Donnie? Yeah, because in my opinion, I think this woman, in a certain degree, is also, I mean, obviously it's her fault that this is happening, but she's liable for playing a role in this and trying to act like this is anything other than disgusting, unhealthy, and weird. I mean, I don't understand how there's no other instance in life where this is normal. Like somebody drinking sodas constantly and then going on TV shows and saying that, yeah, you should drink a 12-pack of Mountain Dew a day. Like this person would be considered a psycho. A person who's saying you should smoke a pack of cigarettes a day would be a psycho. A person who's saying that you should drink, an entire fucking 6-pack of beer, it would be a psycho. Why is it that being fat is somehow this socially accepted thing that nobody can criticize? It's insane. There's no logic to this at all. You see what I'm saying?
Is it ostracized because of your size at times?
Absolutely. I mean, regular salons that I go to before I opened my business, it was like to the point where I stopped going because I felt so uncomfortable. Yeah. And they couldn't, some of the salons had to turn me down because they didn't have a chair for me. Right. So I knew I wasn't the only big girl that went through this. So I wanted to create an environment where everybody can come and get pampered and gorgeous and waxed and everything.
Sure. Outside of launching a plus-size salon, she actually launched a plus-size nightclub too, which was marketed towards the morbidly obese, seemingly as a way to normalize it. The comments on this video announcing the nightclub were pretty disturbing too. With
beautiful club, beautiful ladies. I love BBW. And that's the other thing, is you've got a handful of guys, as always, the star of the room. And you can see Stephanie here. This is the kind of stuff you need to stop. You need to stop gassing up other people that are living unhealthy for no reason. Yes, exactly. Like there is an entire ecosystem around convincing these people to kill themselves. I don't understand it. It's crazy.
Actually not just supporting the idea of the nightclub, but promoting obesity itself, including those who fetishized it. I love plus size women. The bigger, the better.
That's right. Yep.
Obviously, these are the...
Bro. Bro, you need to stop. You have to stop. Stop it, bro. Like you need to. This is bad. Okay?
Types of comments that Jamie was looking to attract, which unfortunately just further entrenches the idea that there's nothing wrong with their weight because other people seem to like it. Unfortunately, as we all know, this is completely false and in all honesty, dangerous.
What a
surprise. We've seen with the majority of people in this video, almost all of them have died due to some sort of heart complication, such as heart failure or a heart attack. Obesity significantly increases your risk of a heart attack by around 28%, and
surprised it's not more.
5-point increase increase in BMI, it raises your risk of heart failure by a massive percent. At her
oh my god.
largest, Jamie Lopez was a staggering 800.
Whoa. Holy God. Are you kidding me? She can't even fit in her own chairs? That's why she needed 3.
40 pounds, and if she was the average height of around 5'4", that puts her BMI at 144, putting her at huge risk of heart failure.
Oh my God.
Which is unfortunately exactly what happened. In December 2022, she was rushed to a Las Vegas hospital with heart complications, and at the age of just 37 years old, succumbed to her obesity. It's honestly terrifying to think that some of these influencers were proponents of the healthy at every size movement, which is
And now they're dead.
Objectively incorrect and just downright dangerous. And if you want to see more people who live their lives at over 600 pounds but want to make a change, click the video that's on your screen now to see the most disgusting episode ever on my 600 pound life.
It's insane the fact that this shit happens, man. It really is. Like, let's watch that. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's not that they want to gas them up. Is it they can't even be remotely rude, which for us guys is no biggie? Well, I feel like a lot of women do definitely gas up this unhealthy behavior. I think that they do. And they view it as like, oh, it's just men making fun of you or something like that. When, in my opinion, I don't think it's that at all. I think it's people that see that it's unhealthy and they're pointing it out. I mean, that's clearly what's going on more than anything. So I don't know how this is going in. Isn't that considered self-harm? I guess so, right? And they start unattractive, then go downhill. I have no idea. They fat the people up. Yeah, it's toxic femininity. Well, I think it's just people. I'll link you guys the video. This is the guy. I saw his other video about this the other day, and I wanted to watch this one too because I thought it was interesting. And I'm very much against this entire movement. And the reason why, it's because they try to. I don't have a problem with someone being fat and then killing themselves by being fat. But I do have a problem whenever they start advocating for the world to change because they're fat. That's the big issue that happens more than anything else, is that it's okay for you to live your life and do what you want to do, and everybody's free to be who they want to be. But the issue is that you're going even farther than that. Now you want everybody else to, basically reinforce your behavior, reinforce your decisions, and tell everybody or tell you that you're right. As far as a genius movement to talk about BMI chart being unfair and different body types, but it got out of hand in the original message, got lost in fat activism. Yeah, I guess so. And I just have a problem that we're increasingly required to deny reality for people. It's like a world is full of gaslighters. It is. And that's the reason why videos like this and discussions like this are so important. It's because it's important to just straight up say, flat out, 100%, this is the way it is. This is where things are, and that's all there is to it. Rather than trying to make it up and turn it into something that it's not, or, gaslight people into believing like, oh, it's not really that bad or something like that. Yeah, it fucking is. And so clearly now at least most people are starting to realize it. But we'll have to see. It's virtue signals. I think it's virtue signals a lot too, personally. I think that's a massive factor for it. It's not okay to be so fat. It costs so much in unnecessary medical procedures that they cost the rest of us extra insurance. Well, I don't know about that. I think a lot of them usually just kill themselves and that's it. I feel like it's probably cheaper in the long run because they just die of a heart attack one day and then that's it. So I feel like it's probably, if anything, they die earlier too. I mean, let's be real. And so smoking, back whenever doctors were recommending it, yeah, I think so. That's another factor, definitely. But I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. But in general, I think this kind of stuff is very, very, is very ridiculous.